Hi, I'm Dr. K. Have you ever been in the zone when losing weight? I mean, everything is going perfectly and nothing seems able to bother you. You're eating well and you're not feeling tempted by anything. You feel unstoppable. Most diets have been through times like this, and if you're not in the zone now, you're probably wondering, how do I get back into the zone? But what if I was to tell you that you don't need to be in the zone, and in fact being in the zone does more harm than good? I've run a weight loss clinic for the last 14 years, and plenty of times I've had clients attend a session and they tell me something like, there's a chocolate bar and it's sitting on the kitchen counter and it's been there all week and I'm not even tempted. I just feel so good. I'm in the zone. And that sounds good, right? This is what you want, isn't it? But well, let's fast forward a little bit. What usually happens, even just a few weeks later, and the chocolate bar is gone. It's been eaten. But how? They were in the zone. Yes, because everything was fine when they're in the zone. But one day they get home, they're tired, they're stressed, they just had an argument with someone, and they're hungry too. And so suddenly they're not in the zone anymore. And the chocolate bar is still sitting there, but now it's calling out to them. Their resolve wavers and they end up eating it. And so what do you think when this sort of thing happens to you? You think, if only I could have stayed in the zone for longer. It was so great. Why didn't I stick with it? What's wrong with me? But this is the wrong way to think about it. If you've been in the zone before, you'll know that it doesn't actually last. And the problem isn't that it didn't last. The problem is expecting it to last and basing your entire weight loss strategy on being in the zone. Yes, when you're in the zone, you feel like you could live in a chocolate factory and not feel tempted. But this kind of zone is fragile. Life will always get in the way. It's not your fault. It's normal. It's expected. So you're better off realizing that you can't rely on being in the zone and you don't want to rely on being in the zone. When it comes to handling temptation, take the zone out of the equation. Don't rely on it. Instead, take control of the environment. I promise this is a much easier, much more reliable method of handling temptation than trying to stay in the zone. But what do I mean by controlling your environment? I mean, don't unnecessarily surround yourself with temptation. Don't make yourself fight the battle with temptation over and over again by surrounding yourself with food. Instead, it's so much easier to avoid the battle altogether by not keeping the food in the house to begin with. Get better and better at keeping your food environment clear of unnecessary temptation. And so how do you turn this into a reliable system that works no matter how you feel? One that you can rely on even on the most stressful, sleep-deprived, hungry day. By changing your habits. What are habits? They're behaviors you repeat consistently without needing to think about it. They're automatic. If you have a habit, it's easier to do than to not do. If you have the habit of keeping tempting food out of your immediate environment, that is a system that works. And it's so much easier to develop that system than relying on fleeting feelings of being in the zone. All you need is the system. Change your habits, change your life. And that's it for this video. I'll speak to you next time.